Well, the acclaimed film director Ava DuVernay, who's behind projects including The 13th, When They See Us, and Selma, is now the force behind a powerful new series. It's called Colin in Black and White, available today on Netflix. And it tells the coming-of-age story of a young Colin Kaepernick, years before he became a quarterback in the NFL and a leader in the fight for racial justice. I sat down with DuVernay and the show's young star this week to discuss what the series teaches us about Kaepernick and what it reveals about us as a society for our arts and culture series, Canvas.
Since the day I was born, my passion, my love, was being a quarterback.
It's the story of a young Colin Kaepernick, in his own words. The years before he went on to quarterback the University of Nevada team, before he led the San Francisco 49ers for 6 seasons, and before his historic sideline protests against racial injustice. The real Kaepernick narrates, looking back at young Colin, played by 18-year-old actor Jaden Michael.
What you start out as is not necessarily what you become.
The idea to focus on his early years and serve as guide of his own story was Kaepernick's himself, DuVernay told me when we met up at the Museum of Modern Art in New York this week. 2017, Colin Kaepernick comes to you and says, I want to tell my origin story. I want to tell the story of my adolescent years, of how I became to be the person I am today. What does he say to you?
It was a conversation amongst people who felt connected by certain issues that we both are in agreement with, issues of justice and dignity for all. And so really, I think what he was saying was that he wanted to express himself in a way that allowed people to enter into his story without, outside of the sphere of politics. Maybe the most innocent entry point is that of young people. And so I thought that was wise. At the moment, I wasn't sure what he was trying to do, and I wasn't sure if I was the right person for it.
Yet as he told her about his early life, being a biracial kid who was adopted by 2 white parents.
You too good?
Okay. Fine, thanks.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Growing up in a primarily white town and struggling with a place that didn't regard him as black, she decided
all those things became really interesting to me as a springboard into larger conversations about race, identity, respectability, privilege. So that's what we did.
The unusual blend of documentary, narrative, graphic sensibility was her call.
The opportunity was to take this story and kind of scramble it up using different formats, different styles, to activate, something new.
Part of that something new was taking a chance on casting Jaden Michael, unknown to most of the audience.
Mom said your baseball coach called today.
About what?
They want you to cut your hair.
What?
You have to cut your hair if you're going to stay on the team.
Oh, you're joking, right?
It's a team rule, Colin.
What team rule?
That makes sense. Truth be told, you do look unprofessional.
Unprofessional? Why am I supposed to look professional? I'm 14. I'm a kid.
Why him? What was it about him that spoke to you?
And we needed someone who could be in every single scene of the series and have the chops to be able to hold the center of the frame. And that's a tall order. A kid, 3 sports, and can act as his patootie off. It was tough to find, and then we got this tape from this kid in New York. You're not just casting for talent, you're just casting for spirit, gumption, some kind of gusto, something that the kid has that goes beyond a child actor just doing his job, but someone who's really going to immerse themselves in the characters like an adult.
6 auditions and self-tapes later, and with his mom serving as his reader of the other characters' lines in the script, Michael dove into the part.
I had a callback via Zoom with Ava DuVernay, and they were on my laptop in my living room.
What is that like?
Oh my God, I screamed into my pillow as soon as I finished. I was like, oh my God, Ava DuVernay was on my computer.
Michael got the gig, and with it, the chance to help tell the story of a sports superstar who changed the conversation on America's history and legacy of racism. Was that intimidating in any way?
It was intimidating in a lot of facets. For me, it was intimidating from a creative perspective because I knew if you get him wrong, all of your mistakes are going to be highlighted because not only is it a real person, but the real person is sharing the screen with you. The polarizing issue here is right in your face. It's in the title. It was scary at first. I was afraid of what my family, what my friends, what the people around me might think of me or But I realized, like, hey, no, that's the reason why we should make this project. It's so that we can have this conversation, and so that we can, you know, if I feel afraid to be who I am around the people around me in my society, then I need to make this show.
That lady downstairs, she just rolls up on me and jabs me in the back. And for what? For nothing.
We're talking about the manager.
She thought you were a vagrant.
That really what's bothering you?
I don't know. Sometimes I just feel uncomfortable.
I don't think anyone's trying to make you feel that way.
Do you remember hearing about him protesting and what you thought about it at the time?
Oh yeah, I was watching it on TV. I felt how polarizing the subject was. I felt the feud amongst people in the streets and people in my family or the people around me. There was something really powerful about risking your career for someone else that I found deeply respectable. I kind of fell in love with him from that day forward. I mean, I'd known about his NFL career because my family is huge sports people. It takes a lot of bravery to stand up for someone else and use your platform for change.
One of the final scenes leaves young Colin behind and brings the audience to now.
Growing up with white parents, I moved through life with their audacity of whiteness. I assumed their privilege was mine. I was in for a rude awakening.
Well, backlash is growing against Colin Kaepernick after the 49ers quarterback refused to stand during the national anthem at a game played last Friday.
Who knows what Kaepernick thinks or why he's so unhappy?
Well, Colin, here's my salute to you.
Not standing up for the Star-Spangled Banner is the wrong way to protest.
Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired!
This is an attack on the country.
He's un-American, and he doesn't deserve to be in our country.
All white,
so
all
that's
lives matter.
He clearly loves to be a quarterback. He even has this a few lines when he says, I was born to do this. And yet, there is this sport that is not allowing him a place. And I guess I wonder if you think we will ever see Colin Kaepernick in the NFL again.
Oh, it's up to the NFL. This is a diseased, racist institution that has blackballed him. So the decision rests with them. There's no other assumptions or conversation that's really formative or constructive.
The series is dedicated to, quote, the underestimated, the overlooked, and the outcast. Trust your power.
I couldn't rebel because I didn't know how. But now,